Hello traders, Day Trader Matt here of businesswithtrading.com, doing a trading strategy recap for the 7th of April, Tuesday, and today was another good day in the markets. Today we had two trades and pulled out 5.5 points, so very good day all in all. If you're not familiar with the ES futures, you're looking at $50 per point, so you can do the math there. I also have that information on the trading performance page if you check that out as well. Anyway, let's get into what we actually did today and how we came up with 5.5 points. So what we did, the market opened and we kind of just watched it. I was starting to look for a short and price just was telling me no. So what could I do? I just stood aside, waited for something to happen. Well, price opened up right in here. It did come down, and then it just shot straight up. These are 5-minute candles that we're looking at. And, then we got some sideways movement. Price moved a little bit higher. And then price, came back down and then shot right back up. A little more consolidation and then started moving up again. So what we actually did, we were long right up here at 8.5, and we were able to take profits right in here. And then as price did start moving lower, we got long again down here, and we did take profits a little bit early. We took profits as price started to roll back down in here, down here actually towards the bottom, and then price went sideways and went a little bit higher. So, it's just one of those things. It was looking to me like it was looking like it was going to roll over, and it didn't. It is what it is. I always talk about when I do get out of trades because they start to look a little bit worse than they did when I entered. For the most part, it's good, because for the most part, and I'm speaking 70-80% odds, price does roll over. In this case it doesn't, and it's good to point this out, because it doesn't roll over and it keeps going. Now I had a couple options. I could have kept my trade on and just kept my stop down here like I had it, or I could have moved it up a little bit just to a little bit over break even, so a quarter point above. Or I could have just made it aggressive like I did. I felt that was the best option. It is what it is. And in trading is never perfect. Trading's always going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be the same from day to day. And some trades that you're more aggressive on, as far as your stop placement, are going to get taken out, while in other types of markets, that same exact trade is going to work out perfectly even on an aggressive stop. So it really does depend on the market environment, what's going on. I was looking at a scenario where it looked like price was wanting to roll over. Now it's 4:17 right now, the market's closed. So let's look at what the market, actually let's just zoom out. Okay, we're just going to zoom out. The market opened right here today, and it closed down here. So let's move this out of the way. Okay, so we were right here. This was our trade. We got long here, and we got taken out right here when price was moving in our favor, and then actually it was over. Yeah, it was over here. Price moved up, and then it started to roll over, and it came down, and then it shot up, and then it moved sideways, and then it came up even more. So that's exactly what it did. And then after the room had already closed, because we closed the room right in here. Actually, I'm sorry, we actually closed the room right in here. We waited around, watched it a little bit, so we closed it right in here. Price chopped around, and then end of day, massive sell-off. And there are a couple different ways to view that. You can say, oh, look, I took profit early there because I felt price was going to sell off, and then price actually did sell off, so I'm right. Which is bullshit. That's not the way to look at it. Because this happened at 2:35, it started to sell off very hard after 2:35. This was at 11:30. Which is completely different. Yeah, it looked like price was wanting to roll over. It looked like price looked like it could roll over. Well, it eventually did, but that doesn't mean anything because as day traders, we have to trade what's in front of us. And, if we don't feel a certain way about the market, it's best just to stay out. So we can look at this and say it was choppy down here. It was kind of choppy to the upside a little bit. And then it was, a little choppy here. And then it finally just broke down. So it was just choppy, 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 and then break. That's the way I look at it. So this trade, yeah, we were a little aggressive with our stop. And I mentioned that in the trading room. I'm going to be a little aggressive with my stop here. But that's what I like to do. I was looking at it, the market's either going to move up or it's going to move down. Moving sideways, I don't care because I don't really want to be in that crap. Plus, it was already 11:30. I'm not going to trade a range-bound market from 11:30 to 12. That doesn't really make sense. Unless it's like 7-point range-bound, which would be a pretty crazy market if it's chopping around 7 points in the last 30 minutes of the trading room. But anyway, that's what I wanted to point out, talk about a little bit. Also, in our option service, we went home with a short. We went home with a IWM, which is the Russell ETF. We shorted right up in here, which means we bought puts. And, price has sold off pretty nicely since then. So that's a trade that we actually went home with. In the option service, we're not a day trade service. We build a portfolio. Build a portfolio of options and we trade around it. We're always looking to add and exit positions. But the objective is to carry a portfolio of options and to be able to make money. Obviously we want to make money month after month. Doesn't always happen, but at the end of the quarter, at the end of the half year, at the end of the year, if we're not positive, there's something very, very bad wrong. That's the way I look at that. The E-mini trading room, I want to be profitable every single month. Have I ever been down a month before? Of course I have. With the trading room, as far as with the website, have I ever been down? No, I haven't been. And that's not to say I'm awesome, I'm great. That's to say the methodology works. I'm not trying to impress you with the results by saying I'm great. I'm trying to impress upon you that the method works. Trading is definitely possible. It takes a lot of dedication, and that's why I always relate it to, becoming a brain surgeon. Something like that, because you're becoming something that not everybody can do. Not everybody can become a brain surgeon. And those people who can become brain surgeons, not everybody is going to actually become a brain surgeon because they're not willing to put forth that effort, that diligence, that intense focus that it takes to become one. If you look at everybody in professional sports as a generality, you have the NBA, the WNBA, soccer, or European football, whatever you want to call it, American football, tennis, volleyball. You look at all of that, and then you take like the top 2% of athletes, and what is it that they did that the bottom 2% did not do? And what is it that the bottom 2% of professional athletes did that the college athletes who were good but just never made it to professional sports. And then what did those athletes do? That the high schoolers, the high school athletes that never made it to college athletics, what did they do differently? And it's the same thing with trading. So anyway, I want to end it there. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have anything to add to the conversation or take it in a different direction, love to hear your thoughts. With that, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here in the markets. Thank you.